Saber 4 here. Just wanting to take a look at a new leader that we've got today. Really excited to take a look at this guy. Have been looking for another version and color of Luke, and very happy to see that he is going to be here in Jump to Lightspeed. Here we have Luke Skywalker, the new leader. He is the common leader in heroism aggression, and his leader side tech states, action, exhaust, and if you attack with a fighter unit this phase, deal 1 damage to a unit. And on his deploy side, he is a 6 deploy. He is either a 5/6 body on the ground, or if you put him as a pilot, which is what you should obviously choose to do, this upgrade cannot be defeated by enemy card abilities. So we finally have the first leader that specific text is going to be immune from things like confiscate or any other upgrade hate. And we're going to be able to drop this down on one of our ships and really boost this up because this is a 5/4 pilot. So he is going to turn really anything we've got in space into a pretty beefy unit. The deck companions here that we're going to see today, a couple of other new cards over the last 2 days. Red 5, which is going to be a 3/4 fighter for 3. Also in aggression and heroism, you may deal 2 damage to a damaged unit on attack. Trench Run, which is an attack with a fighter unit. For this attack, it gains +4/+0. And on attack, I discard 2 cards from the defending player's deck and deal unpreventable damage equal to the difference between the discarded card's cost to this unit. So, if I attack and I use Trench Run, and I've got just a basic red 3 sitting out there, my opponent is going to discard 2 cards, and if the 2 cards only vary by 2, red 3 will take 2 unpreventable damage. Say that they get a 5 and a 3. Red 5 is going to take 2 unpreventable damage, and I'm going to get to continue with a +4/+0 attack. Why this is really big is that we have a lot of pilots who are going to be in this deck, and Luke, as a big pilot, is going to add 5 to our to the size of our ship and not be able to be removed. So we're going to have a nice big beefy body out there hitting for most likely +4/+0, and we're going to wind up pinging a lot of damage with Luke. As we saw in his first slide, we're going to put him in a fighter, and we're going to deal 3 damage to a unit, followed by the on attack of red 5, meaning that we're going to deal 2 damage to a damaged unit. So Luke is going to deal 3 damage, and then we can deal 2 more. We can either split that across units if other things are damaged, or Luke is going to be able to take out a 5 health unit in space as he attacks the base. So this is going to be a really powerful combination here. Keep in mind, you can also use these on other things. So Biggs could be using a fighter and playing Overwhelm. You could have there's a lot of variability. Here's the deck that I went with. Really right now, ECL is a placeholder for me. I think we're going to get a new green base at some time fairly soon. And when we do, especially if it gives us some kind of bonus with our space arena or with pilots, it is definitely going to swap in for the ECL that's here. This entire deck is Rebel and Hero. So there's nothing that's going to miss on For a Cause. You also have a little bit of ground support here. Remember, your pilots can also be bodies on the ground if need be, as well as Blue Leader can come down and be a ground pilot. Starting off here, we have Rebel Assault, we have 9 Numb, we have Trench Run, we have R2. We got a lot of things that are very cheap. So a lot of ways to really churn some actions in your turns. We've got some rather generic ground units that are a part of really any red-green. So Battlefield Marine, Green Squadron A-Wing, Red Squadron Y-Wing. I really like the Red Squadron Y-Wing here because although we get a kind of smaller hit with a 1/3, on attack we're dealing 2 indirect, and we can beef this up with any of the pilots that are there. Red 3 is going to be a nice one here, even though we can see that the new Red 5 is a substantially larger ship at the same cost. It's going to give everything that's in this deck raid 1. Fleet Lieutenant is going to be able to hit anything that's out there. It's all Rebel. Leia Organa is in this deck, the new green unit from Jump to Lightspeed, because we have a bunch of pilots, and anytime that we play her, we can attack with another unit that has a pilot on it or with a pilot unit, and restore 1 out of it. We're using K2SO here as another one of our ground supports. Notice that every single vehicle we have in here is a fighter, and so all of them are going to be available for trench run. And when you look across your pilots, you've got several opportunities for those ships to be fairly beefy. This is a very aggressive deck. My sideboard here so far, again, some of this is placeholder. This is day 1 of this new grouping. But notice that Biggs in the transport can make that transport larger. And then Wing Leader out here, although it's definitely not going to be what you target for a trench run, it's the ability to has the ability to really boost something that you do want to send down the trench. You can cap at 5. You can probably cap at 4 if you don't intend to put Chewbacca on the ground, except that you need to get up to 6. So really, Luke is our biggest unit in this deck. It's nice. It's fast. It's got a lot of potential. This is a first pass at it, but I'm really looking forward to building with this new Luke, getting some of the space units out here, and seeing what we have in Jump to Lightspeed. If you haven't already, please please subscribe. Over 1,000 views in less than a couple of weeks. Really happy with kind of the real results of this channel so far. And would love to see it grow. Would love to see you guys' thoughts and opinions. So share it, comment, and we'll catch you next time.